I'm going on a trip around the world. Whew, that made me so anxious and excited and everything in between all at once. Actually, hold that thought. Come on, get in there. That's better. Do you like my koozie? It's Chewbacca. Or Chewbirka, I guess. If you followed my blog or my Instagram at all over the past year and a half, then you know that I was all about maximizing travel while not having to quit your job. I was really trying to do as much as you could with your 2-week vacations and then taking as many weekend trips as possible. And that's changing because as of, I guess, 2 weeks ago, I bought a one-way ticket to Ireland and I'm just traveling for as long as my money lasts me. If you're one of my friends who I haven't talked to this about, then you're probably wondering where this came from. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I had a quarter-life crisis and freaked out and just wanted to leave and go teach English in Thailand. Well, I clearly didn't do that. I don't remember why, but I didn't do it. Then, about 2 or 3 years ago, my job that I was working at closed down, so I was jobless, didn't have an income, freaked out again. Wanted to go to Thailand again to teach English. Didn't do that. I think I chickened out that time. About a year ago from this time, I went through a pretty tough breakup, and that really put things into perspective for me. You know, I was 28 at the time, and I realized that that was probably the last chance I was going to get to take a trip like this. Getting close to 30, I imagine this is probably around the time when you start settling down and buying a house and, you know, having kids, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's in the cards for me right now. So I figured, you know, if I've saved up some money, why not travel around the world? It wasn't that simple though. I started thinking about this over a year ago, but it took a while for me to actually wrap my brain around going. My trip to Iceland is actually what did that. For those of you who don't know, last October I went to Iceland for 2 weeks with some friends and just drove around the entire country in a camper van. It was super cool. It was the most magical experience I've ever experienced. Not to be redundant, but if you haven't gone to Iceland, prioritize that as a trip you have to go on. It's incredible, gorgeous. That trip taught me 2 things. The first thing, how did I go from 1-2 to this? The first thing is that I could travel minimally and still enjoy myself. In fact, I prefer the type of travel after the Iceland trip because there's just less things to worry about. Second, did I say first? I just knew I had to take this trip. After doing that for 2 weeks and being stuck in an enclosed space with 3 other people and, you know, hiking and eating sandwiches, I was like, I can make it. So as soon as I got back from the Iceland trip, after sleeping for about 14 hours, I started slowly working my way through planning it. I had to kind of convince myself to do it. Because even though I wanted to, it's scary as hell. That's when I really started planning it. It was a lot of procrastinating. I made a very long to-do list and then promptly ignored it. I talked about it to anybody who would listen, so I'm sorry to all of my friends if you got tired of hearing about it, but this is super exciting for me. I've wanted this for so long, and it's crazy. I still get scared and excited and like running the emotional gamut. I'll be posting more videos about my pre-trip preparations. If you guys have anything that you want to hear about personally that you'd be interested in, then please feel free to comment below. I'll try to take that into account and make some videos on it. I want to make a video on what I'm packing, items that I think would be super useful that you might not think about, credit cards that'll help you travel for free on points, travel gear, like what I'm using to film right now, and then what I'm going to be using to film while I'm there. So, you know, comment below, let me know what you like, and I'll see you in the next video.